to the program. And sir, as you mentioned about a very important letter by Mehbooba Mufti, and we all know that she has remained as a chief minister uh, in her last era. Now, some very important things she has said, and talking about the state terrorism and all. Now, the important thing is that still, in spite of all this unfortunate scenario, we are actually seeing that things have not been learned on the other side of the border. And so, where we actually are heading towards, I mean, there were several incidents, but since we can say 2016, when they actually claim that surgical strike without evidence also, but then again we have in 2019 the same kind of act, and Pakistan responded in a great way at that time also. And but again, this is the third consecutive time that this scenario has actually rise.
As I read out the letter of Mehbooba Mufti, which she wrote yesterday to the governor of Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir, one more important thing I am going to tell. Sitya Pal, who is the ex-governor of Indian occupied Kashmir, and he was the governor at the time when India revoked Article 370 and 35A. He yesterday gave interview to Karan Thapar. You know what
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said? He said Narendra Modi is besharm. He used the word besharm in Urdu, in Hindi, against Narendra Modi. And this is the governor who was governor in occupied Kashmir during 2019, when India changed the states of Jammu and Kashmir. And he used the word that Narendra Modi is besharm. He himself conducted this attack in Pahalgam, and this is false flag operation. So this is what Indians, what opposition leaders in India say. So, as you said that that Narendra Modi, not only this time but India conducted such kind of operations also in the past, but India didn't learn. And I say India didn't learn, and it is not learning, and it will not learn. And as India knows that what is the capability of Pakistan, what is the specialty of Pakistan, and how capable Pakistan is, and India knows that Pakistan can retaliate at any time. Pakistan has capability to attack at any place, at any time, as DGP ISPR rightly said that India started it, now we will end it, and we know how to fight, when to attack, and where to attack, and the response is our right now. So India is responding, India did respond, and inshallah India will have to come on the back foot as it waved flag on its LOC, and it will wave flag in white flag in United Nations as well, inshallah Rahman. So India didn't learn in past. You rightly said it. There was Balakot attack in the beginning. After that, there was Pulwama attack. There were Mumbai bomb attacks, and every time India claimed that these attacks are conducted by Pakistan, but never presented any proof, never gave any evidence, never showed anything to international community. And next thing which I in the beginning said, that India is confused about the peace and progress in Pakistan, and especially about the CPAC. You know, CPAC is successfully reached to its logical conclusion. So that is why, and its link is towards the Asia, towards the Middle East, towards Europe. So that is why India thinks that Pakistan is not progressing in economic front, but in political front, but in internationally it is recognized in all over the world. And its CPAC is going to be full fulfilled. So that is why India is confused. India is worried about the progress of Pakistan. So that is why India is conducted such kind of false flag operation, such kind of rhetorics and such kind of things. And it knows that Pakistan has is in its full teeth, and Pakistan will bite, and it knows how to bite and when to bite.
Yeah. Now, as we are talking about this heinous act committed by India last night, but things are not enough there from their side, as yesterday there was a blast in Balochistan also, and it was also sponsored by India state, and we all know, and the seven of our soldiers were actually martyred actually. So these things are going along since long actually. And talking about, as you have talked about CPAC, that the it's a kind of indigestion for the Indian state, that they are actually not accepting this CPAC. Now, what is actually the role of media here to actually expose all these atrocities of Indians actually?
Yeah, of course, the role of Pakistani media is very positive, and we are showing Pakistani media is highlighting. And as you said that India has no proof, and India is going towards head on in negative way. And who is the Kulbhushan Yadav? India has no proof, I guess, about the terrorism of Pakistan or Kashmir, but we have proof that India is conducting terrorist attacks in Pakistan. In every part of Pakistan. Who is Kulbhushan Yadav? We have the right example over here of Kulbhushan Yadav. Why he came over here? He came here to take tea at my home. He came here to conduct terrorist attacks, and for what purpose he came over here? And he said on the media, and we still have his usuals. We still have his interviews. What he said and what was the purpose that he came over here. We have other terrorists who used to be in our jails here, and what yesterday India did in much area of Balochistan. Our soldiers have been killed over there. Who killed them? This terrorism is sponsored by India. India is carrying out these attacks from the side of Afghanistan, and so that is it is continuously going on. So India is not only doing terrorism inside of Pakistan, but is also making hue and cry in front of international community that India is victim. India is not victim, but for that purpose, India has nothing to present before international community. If any country or any international organization will come forward for the arbitration, India knows that it has no proof, it has no evidence to show before the international community. So that is why these are only rhetoric. So as DGSPR said that India started it, and we have right to take the action, and we know how to fight, how to retaliate, when to retaliate, and where to attack. So we will do it.
Absolutely. Now, Pakistan has provided the dossiers number of times in UN also to international communities and other countries about the India's involvement in obviously in occupied Kashmir and in the Azad Kashmir and other parts of Pakistan also. But somehow we have seen that those dossiers have not been met with the required response from different countries actually. It's a sad scenario. So do you think that it's a big challenge for us, that somehow that there is still a soft corner for
it is not the soft corner. Actually, international community knows that what are the sacrifices of Pakistan against the war against terrorism, and international community admires Pakistan's efforts against the war in terrorism, and we have been victims. Hundreds and thousands of people have been killed in Pakistan in suicide attacks, this and that. So this is not the sadistic approach by international community, but international community doesn't want conflict. And as you said that Donald Trump also said that there should not be conflict. Both the countries should restrain. And but this conflict suits India.
Absolutely.
India knows that if there will not be conflict, that there will not be war-like situation, so Pakistan is going to progress internationally. Pakistan is going to progress in economically. Pakistan going to progress in political front. So this conflict suits Modi, and it suits Hindutva. That rhetoric. It suits India's philosophy. So that is why India is going to do it. And if international community, as it is saying again once and again, that there should not be a conflict, it is not in the interest of both the countries. Both the countries should restrain. But India is not paying any attention towards it.
Very right, and not only U.S. President, even China has condemned, and the other countries have condemned this heinous act committed by India. Now, the problem is that in 2019, we all know that Article 370 and 35A was abrogated, and since then, the situation in Kashmir actually deteriorated much badly. Now, again, Pakistan is actually writing letters, and we are actually raising this issue that it is important to solve the bone of contention, and that is actually the disputed territory of Kashmir, which India have occupied since last 78 years. But still, again, the question in every Pakistani mind is that there is absolutely no response. Yes, the countries are actually committed to have a peace between these two nations, but without solving this core issue, how we can have a peace?
You rightly said that whenever there is some progress in dialogue, there is some
Yeah.
progress in negotiations, and India uh, does anything unusually, it takes any unusual steps, as there were negotiations in 2015, 2016, and when Narendra Modi even came to Pakistan,
Right,
and
sure.
there were some, and after that Pathankot incident
Absolutely.
happened. India did Pathankot incident to abrogate, to finish that process. So this is a tactic of India. When there is any progress towards negotiation, India carries out any false flag operation. India conducts such kind of atmosphere, to create such atmosphere, to show international community that no, we are not in favor of talks. There cannot be talks. The Kashmir issue cannot be resolved because there is terrorism by Pakistan. But it never presents any proof. It never presents any kind of solid thing that it can prove that these attacks are conducted by Pakistan or from Pakistani territory. But we have evidence. Pakistan has evidence. So that is why Pakistan is, as you rightly said, Pakistan once and again writes those years to international community, because we are on the right foot. We have something to present to international community, to
Yeah.
show international community that we are not the terrorists, but we are the victim of terrorism that is carried out by India. We have things that is we are presenting. So India has nothing to present. So that it has nothing to make international community convince. So that is why India is adopting such kind of tactics to drag the feet back from negotiations.
Can we do more diplomatically in order to convince the international community that it's time to have a peaceful solution of this disputed territory of Kashmir in the
Yeah.
aspiration of the Kashmiri people?
That is why after the Pahalgam incident, it was Pakistan who went to national Security Council, and there was the session of Security Council, and all the countries, they said that the conflict should be resolved, and both the countries should sit together and resolve the issues, including occupied Jammu and Kashmir, amicably. But that is why India is confused. India is not willing to come on the table. So that is why I am saying that this kind of atmosphere suits India, because if there will not be warlike situation, India will be dragged on the on the table, on negotiation table, and it will have to resolve Kashmir issue. So that's why India doesn't want to resolve Kashmir issue. And secondly, when India, you as you mentioned that in 2019, India revoked two important articles, 370 and 35A, and after that, India thought India has such kind of idea that the resolve will be over and Kashmiri will sleep after that. So the that movement is still going on there. Kashmiri says that if all the articles will be revoked, but there will be nothing will be happen. We want our basic right to self-determination, which is the right of every individual, every person. Nothing happens if India revokes 370 and 35A. We want our basic right, and inshallah we will fight until our last drop of blood. And Kashmiri people, they are fighting,
Yeah,
they
they
are
are fighting.
raising hue and cry, and they
Yeah.
are giving sacrifices.
No
They
doubt.
say if there will not be a single Kashmiri, every person will die, but we will not leave any stone unturned. We will fight and we will demand for our basic right to self-determination, which is right of every person in the world. So they are not asking for any unusual thing. And in the reward, what India is providing them? Bullets, torturing. They drag Kashmiri people out from their homes and kill in the streets. So this is what India is rewarding them in this case, that Kashmiri people are asking their basic right.
Very right. And the young people like Burhan Wani and all, they have sacrificed their lives for the freedom of Kashmir. Now, the important point is that how do you see the future of some of the very important agreements like Shimla? Obviously, Pakistan has actually pointed out that if India continues to undo that Indus Water Treaty, then we also have to think about the Shimla Agreement. Now, the most complicated thing is that we all know that India always use that Shimla Agreement in order to avoid the dialogue on Kashmir issue. So, what next for us actually? Because whenever they talk about the bilateral, it means that they are never going to solve this issue. It is quite clear. So, what is next for us?
As you mentioned the agreements, whether you agree with me or not, I never believe, I never trust India, and India is not trustworthy.
Yeah, nobody
It
trusts.
will not show any flexibility on Kashmir, and it will not negotiate on Kashmir. Whenever there will be negotiations, it will drag the feet, and it will make some sort of acts. It will conduct such kind of acts, and it will create war-like situation because it knows clearly that Kashmiri people are not in favor of India. Kashmiri people hate India, and they always supported Pakistan. They are always in support of Pakistan. Kashmiri people are not in favor of India. Scenario is not in favor of India. Agreements are not in favor of India. So that is why India unilaterally violate all the agreements. India unilaterally violate all the norms, all the democratic norms. So their agreements are still there, but India's that stance is not there. India drags feet, it makes pretenses, and it goes here and there. So it is just delaying tactics, and India has been doing these delaying tactics for 70 years, and still it is doing that. So international community is quite aware right now, and it thinks that there must be the resolution of these things, and including Kashmir, because Kashmir is the bone of contention.
Bone of contention.
Water issues and border issues and others, these are secondary issues. But when Kashmir is resolved, everything will be resolved. So Kashmiri people are there, they have stood up, they are fighting, they are paying sacrifices, and Pakistan is presenting this case on international forums before international community. So things are going towards right direction, but as soon as things go in the right direction, but India conducts such kind of activities, such kind of heinous criminal activities, so things go from bad to worse. As you said, things
Yeah,
are deteriorating.
very right. We are coming to end of our program, but some very important question that the listeners would like to listen. The thing is that there is a serious series of false flag incidents,
Operations.
operations in Kashmir, and we have seen that India is actually using all those false flag operations actually, and now we all know that they are no more in the favor of mediation actually. So, what is the future of peace actually in South Asia? With the current regime in India, they actually are no more serious in solving this issue. We all know the abrogation of both the articles. So, where we are heading towards actually? We all know that Pakistan is always for peace.
As far as Kashmir issue is not resolved, the peace is in danger. Not only the peace of South Asia, but peace of all the world. Because when there will be any war between India and Pakistan, and it will be miserable not only for the region, but also for the whole world. Because the world is the global village now, and how China will spare, how China will live silent, how Saudi Arabia will live silent. So there are other players who will have to take the role. But what India wanted to achieve by the false flag operation of this Pahalgam incident, number one, it got the chance to do actions against Kashmiri people, to make raids in Indian occupied Kashmir, to arrest Kashmiri people, to start new movement against Kashmiri people, to drag them, to torture them. One side that barbarism is going on, started new barbarism in occupied Kashmir,
Kashmir.
and as it was still going on there, but it added more fuel on it. Secondly, it tried to make international community clear. So this false flag, this was not the false flag operation, but this was the act conducted by Pakistan. So thirdly, it wanted to show the dominance in the region.
Yeah.
But India in all the three fronts is going miserably failed. So Kashmiri people raised hue and cry, and they said that we are not involved in this attack. We want peace. We want our basic right to self-determination peacefully. And Pakistan also said that if India has anything proof, it should bring it on the table and show international community that this is the proof against Pakistan. So India has nothing to present. So thirdly, India knows that this is not the Gaza, this is Pakistan, mashallah, and it is a nuclear state, and its army is very determined, its army is in power. So that is why India in all the three fronts, it miserably failed, and it will inshallah be failed in future.
Definitely. Sir, one last message for the Kashmiris and obviously for all of us in this time of crisis.
The Kashmiri people, the people who are in occupied Kashmir, they say we are in Pakistan. If there be war, we are always in war-like situation. We are always facing torturing and heinous crimes by Indian forces. What Indian forces are doing there? So Kashmiri people are standing with Pakistan, and Pakistani people, wholly and solely, they have stood up. They say, okay, if India is ready to war, then let's have this game. Let's let India fulfill its aim, what it wants. So we will do it, and it is not the first time that Pakistan is going through such kind of atmosphere. There have been wars. There was Kargil war, then there were other wars, and India conducted such kind of false flag operation, such kind of heinous tactics in the past, and it can do it, and we are here to respond as well. So Pakistani people are very in calm and peace. They say, okay, we know we can defeat India, and we have capability to conduct any kind of operation, to conduct any kind of attack in any part of India. If India started it, we can end it.
Very right. So the message is very clear from Pakistan that yes, India started it, but now we are going to end it. And again, the message to India from Pakistan side is very clear that we stand with Kashmiris in the time of crisis, and we will stand until this issue resolved as per the aspiration of Kashmiri people. Sooner or later, the Kashmir issue is going to be solved as per the aspirations of Kashmiri people. So, this is all we have from today. And sir, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
So
being
nice
with
of you.
us. And it was a fruitful discussion, very good discussion. And we will be right back with another important discussion on this issue. Till then, it's a very goodbye.
Thank you.